Yo, yo.
Yo, what it do? What it do?
Start with the intro.
Is it the same song from last time?
Sing song, man.
Oh, I
This
can
is the
hear it
intro.
now though, because
Yeah.
I didn't know, even though I edited this. Hey, hey,
Welcome.
hey, hey. Can I spit a four?
That's the vibe that you want to get every time you listen to it.
I'm about to spit this four though, real quick.
It's
Bald
only a
man.
2. I got to show you the ball today. I'm fresh cut today.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Episode 2.
Episode 2. We working, fam.
Where's those drops at?
The real one. If Andy can't help you.
Hey.
Hey, for all you guys watching, there's a new platform. We got some feedback, and we had a bunch of stuff that was going on in the last episode. Hopefully, we get it corrected now.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, we change. I heard my voice. I sounded like I was trying to make love over the phone and, just not trying to yell.
No,
But go ahead.
no, I was just saying, man. So we had a really good friend who we introduced last time. His name is Blevins, and right away he was like, "Is that your HR voice? Is that how you talk to all your girls?" And then I didn't really notice it until like after I watched it, and he's pointed it out that, man, you were really making love to the mic.
I think I was just
Pause.
trying to be cautious of not yelling because when you have headphones on, it's kind of hard to understand that level of voice that you have, right? So it might sound that I'm whispering, but out there they might think I'm over here yelling. So
Got it.
I think it was all a mental thing, but now that we practice, I think, I'll get that cadence.
Got it. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. We all
Yeah.
in. We all in. So what we got going on today though? What's on the
Before, man, rest in peace. You know what we gotta start with.
rest in
Rest
peace.
in peace, Fred the Godson. Let's show him a little something.
Some love.
You don't know who he
Okay.
is. Bars.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Give you guys a little sample.
Fred, let's do it. All right, Flex.
Let's
Love.
go.
We still strive for perfection. Shout out to New York, I like the direction. On the phone with my brother, he in correction. My bars up, we'll always have a connection. Glock for protection, act big, get your Fuji clap. Red dot him from the phone like it's Google Maps. You can rap, but I'm harder. Why run up on your range? Turn it to Lil Wayne and give your Carter 5.
Dang.
Dang.
Rest
Hey,
in
man.
peace, man.
Rest in peace, man. I think at the beginning of all this Corona stuff, I was telling my parents that we're all gonna end up knowing somebody that has it.
Mhm.
And just yesterday we got some news. One of our good friends, who's a correctional officer, he tested positive for it. So it's hitting home.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Hopefully he recovers. He said he doesn't have that much symptoms, just like a light cough. So nothing too hurtful, but still being able to have it, knowing who you're going to contaminate, who you're around, you especially being a family man, you
Yep.
just have to stay safe. Stay safe.
Absolutely. That's why I think that's one of the reasons why we decided to do this, because we didn't want to let no time go by, like end up being at a later stage in our lives and say like we should have did this. So that's why we're doing this.
Yeah,
So.
most def, man. But hey, everybody stay safe. Wash your hands. Social distancing, 6 feet away.
Can I say something about social distancing?
ahead.
I'm in these grocery stores. I only go once a week, but people are still not practicing social distancing.
Nah.
Like I was over there like waiting for somebody to grab the thing off the shelf. Man, he took like a minute, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna circle back. Still there. And then he finally left. And then I went to go grab, it was some bread, came back, nearly touched my hand. And I was like, it's like, what's going on, man? We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
People have no respect, man. They're out there just touching doors, touching whatever, just touching their face and just touching everything, man. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn. Do you think like maybe if all of us had like in-home testing kits, how do you think that would be? You think more people that we know might test positive?
Yeah, I think like for me and my family, like we were all sick in the month of January and February. In my entire store where I worked at, we were all sick, like to the point like I felt like we were all dead. So I feel like a lot of us have been carriers for a very long time. And so if we got testing kits, I feel like a lot of people would test positive, because even our good friend, like he doesn't have too many symptoms. He has a few, but it's not nothing crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's definitely mind blowing if we had that, and to see the amount of people around us that actually have it. But
definitely.
we just got to be safe, man. We got to be safe.
Wash
But
those
we're
hands.
not uh COVID-19 podcast.
We're not COVID-19. We're like, what? Hold on. So last week, or was it one of the times you and I talked about, like, you're like, what happened to the other numbers?
Yes.
COVID-18,
What,
COVID-16?
15, 14, all of them, man.
What happened? How did you get to 19? Like, you just of age now? Like, you're almost there to drinking? You can almost drink?
I guess it's an appropriate number.
Okay,
That's
got it.
crazy. Obviously,
What's
something
up?
big that happened this week was the Jordan doc. Did you watch it?
Man, you know that Jordan dog had me looking up Jordan ones to buy. Like that's that dog was dope. I love that dog. What do you think?
Well, I told my son and my wife, I was like, hey, Jordan doc, 7 o'clock. We're watching it as a family. Let's
Yep.
do it. I was hyped. I tried to get them hyped. I told Julie, I was like, that's my son. I was like, hey, you don't know about this guy. Kobe, but this guy was bad too. Turn it on. I got me a little drink. We sat down, watched it. 5 minutes, my wife left. 10 minutes, my son left. So 20 minutes in, I'm by myself watching this thing, but it just brought back so many memories of his greatness, and just a look in his life that maybe we really didn't get a chance or didn't know back then, you know.
Right. Not.
But it was crazy.
Yeah, I think I had a okay. So I was watching it on my phone just because I couldn't get away anywhere in the house, and then my wife was right next to me, and I had it on the phone. She fell asleep, but then I watched the entire episode, and then I went back later that night and I watched it again alone, which I don't, it's cool for me. I'm fine with that. But yeah, no, it brought a lot of memories back, a lot of historical facts that I didn't know. I like how they're going back and forth with like the time, and I think that that's cool, because like and then also they're letting us in on a lot of things that we didn't know about when it comes to the relationship with the management team, and then even with like Scottie Pippen and the way he was like underpaid, and he basically did the best thing that he could do for his family, is like secure their financial well-being. So I know, like I know a lot of people are like hating on Jordan for maybe not doing as much as he probably should have or could have done for Pippen. But honestly, like when you think about it, he did the best thing that he could do when talking about Pippen for his family, and that's take a deal. Because a majority of people are watching right now, you and I both, if we had a contract for like 7-8 years, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna give you 10 mil, what are we doing?
Taking it.
Let's sign that. And then you grew up broke all your life. Come on, man. I think he did the best thing that he could do.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you said about management, like I didn't know that team was going to be broken up if they won 82 games. Because when you think about it, and I try to look back, like why did they break up? Why did they leave? They had just won a championship, and I guess that was an unknown or unanswered question, and that it finally coming to light. That's pretty crazy how all the politics, behind the scenes happened. But Jordan was just idolized, man. He was iconic, and so I think sometimes we forgot or we forget. I definitely forgot. What's that song? Y'all must have forgot Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones, y'all must have forgot. Nah,
um,
definitely.
and he had a big impact, and I think just all this hype around it is bringing that impact back, because now when I'm in my social media, I see all these Jordan stuff, all these Jordan highlights, all the Jordan shoes. Like you said, you wanted to buy some ones. I know they dropped some fives during that, and I had sold mine already, but I was even thinking about recopying. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah.
So I think it's a good marketing. It's good to bring light to these youngsters that are used to LeBron, maybe Kobe, but that Jordan was that man around that time.
You know, just to piggyback off what you're saying right now. So like, you know how they're talking about like the comparison from Jordan to LeBron, or
Yeah.
you know, LeBron or the Kobe even comparison. They didn't really talk too much about Kobe, but the LeBron Jordan comparison. If it wasn't for people like Jordan, for him to like lay out that foundation, that comparison wouldn't even be there for LeBron. Because if you think about, this is something I was talking to my wife about, is the way that the whole NBA has changed structurally. Like around that time, the organization, the leadership team, management team, they had control of the whole sports team. And that's why they were able to like say, okay, Phil Jackson, you're going to sign a 1-year contract, or, you know, we're breaking up the team after this year. Imagine that happening in 2020. It's impossible. Like the players are the ones who run the league now, and the team, obviously there's a bunch of players waiting to get into the league, but the players are the ones that really dictate the way that the sports franchise goes. Because think about like, let's say like AD leaves the Lakers,
Anthony Davis.
that'll take a hit. The Lakers will take a hit, and in whatever wherever he goes, automatically that franchise is going to gain so much financially. So it that time period led the way for like what it is right now. It led the way for LeBron to be as great as he is.
Mm-hmm. Uh, what do you feel about the comparisons that they say, like, the competition from there? Like you'll see a lot of stuff like Jordan was playing the milkman. LeBron's, you know,
It's
playing Giannis.
it's a different game. Like I don't like, okay, so you and I both, we play basketball for, you know, so many years, 15 plus years. Our game has changed compared to what it is now. When we go have pickup games, like
Yeah,
we have to adjust, because now it's quicker, and it's also, people are more deadly when it comes to the outside game, like shooting threes. And
correct.
then back then in the mid 90s, early 90s, the game was slower, and then it was a lot more structured. It was bob and weave, it was set plays, set a
Mm-hmm.
screen. I mean, those, some of those things are still done. They still strategize those things, but the game is quicker. The
Yeah.
game is quicker. But what do you think? Like, you think that Michael Jordan would dominate this era? Because that's what Kevin Garnett said. He said that he would be the best player in this era right now. What do you think?
I think he would, because there's two different things. What really made the '90s successful is the hard fouling and the taunting. Like those guys were able to taunt. And me and you played so many times. How many times have I got in people's head? You
Every
know,
game.
every game. It's just that was the thing to do because that's what we were taught.
Yeah.
So nowadays, if anybody taunts, it's a technical. They can't do that. So to try to get that person out of their game is kind of hard. It makes it easier for them to shoot, or makes it, you know, easier for a player not to get injured because they're scared of taking it in, or they know if they're taking it in, they're getting fouled. Versus back in the day, hey, if you're taking it in, you're gonna get hit. So you got to take this risk.
Get this elbow.
The elbow holding, uh, and obviously it's good that the NBA adapted, because there was players in the 90s that were out for a whole year. Now players are out for a few months and then they're back to heal. So I could see the difference. But definitely if Jordan could bring that game that he had into now, he'll be a tough
Well,
one to handle.
what was cold about the first episode, second episode, where he got hurt, and then he rehabilitated himself
Hmm.
like throughout the whole thing without letting the Bulls know. And I thought, like, is that something that a player would do now? And what do you think?
Social media, man, they'll have them. It'll be tough. They'll have somebody will videotape them. Somebody will be like, "Oh no, this guy's over here." TMZ will be there. I don't think it can happen nowadays.
But see, that's where, and I think that that's why they didn't compare too much, and maybe out of respect for Kobe, because obviously he passed, but that's why the comparison wasn't there too much between Kobe and LeBron. I mean, Kobe and Michael Jordan,
Hmm.
because Kobe borrowed took like Jordan's whole like mentality, because to do something like that on your own and say like, nah, I'm gonna play regardless, like Jordan did that. And when you talk about like the way that the game was different, it was more rough, it was tough, like that was the epitome of that. Like he was like, nah, I'm gonna play regardless, I don't care what this
Mm-hmm.
doctor says. 90% chances that I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna take those chances. And then I feel like now, um the game is maybe a little softer because of the threes, is not as physical, but also if like you get hurt, like you see some players out for a long period of time, and that's because I feel like they're collecting a check regardless. You
Correct.
know what I mean? And maybe it's not as competitive as it once was. Like, now let me get out there and let me bust these fools, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I like the grittiness that they're showing that Jordan had, and like you said, it's a reminder, because like we forgot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
it's. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's can't wait. When does it come on again?
Mondays, I think
Monday.
six
Okay.
Pacific time.
I
What's your
just did it.
time over
I
there?
just did an ESPN plug. 5.
We're not sponsored. We're not
Yeah,
sponsored.
not sponsored. But yeah, definitely a good doc. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. If you guys are not into sports, I'm sorry that we wasted 16 minutes talking about it. All right. So obviously there's something that is dear to you that you wanted to talk about, that both of us experience it, and that's being a dad, especially a
Stepdad.
stepdad. Yeah. So obviously start us off and tell us how you feel.
Yeah, and you know what? I figured that it would be a good topic for us to talk about, because both of us have experiences in it, and I'm sure that there's other people out there that probably could relate to like some of our experiences. And if anybody out there willing to share like some of their best practices or things that have worked for them, or struggles, then please do in the comment section. But I feel like that being a stepdad, like I could have never. There was nothing that has ever prepared me to do that job, and I felt like going into a situation. Obviously, my wife had a child with a previous relationship, but um, I was willing to go into that knowing that I was going to take on that responsibility, and in doing so, it has like broken me. It has built me up. I felt like I've had so many wins and losses, and I felt like I've had breakthroughs, yet I've broken down. And I never thought that a little child, a little girl, could do that to a grown man, but that does happen. And I wanted just to touch on it, just because I feel like um, there's something like special that happens like in that type of relationship, like special that's happened with me, and that is I've grown to appreciate like time that you get to spend with your loved ones, and specifically my daughter now. And I appreciate like even those tough moments, because it's built our relationship even stronger. So in doing so, we've had hard conversations. We obviously have our fun times. We always have fun times, but learning how to be a parent has been probably the most like fulfilling thing that I've ever encountered, even more so than I think like being a husband sometimes, because I feel like maybe I don't we don't argue or like fickle as much like in a relationship that I do with my wife, but as I do with like my daughter. And I feel like we go back and forth all the time, but it's taught me to know that like they're people too, and they're smart, and like they get it eventually, and then next thing you know, like they're teaching you something. And I think that that's like it's a life experience, man. She's only 9, and I'm always thinking like, man, I got 10 years to go with this, but then it's really a lifetime. Like for real, it's a
It
lifetime that we
is.
have to go. So, but yeah, now I wanted to touch on it because I think it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, especially when you bring in, for me, her father is still involved. So, what the relationship that I have with him, what that does for my daughter, and then how she sees how we interact, it basically just teaches her that we're human beings, and how to have relationships with other people. And that has made me a better person, to be honest with you. So
That's
it's been an interesting, fun ride.
Yeah, no, man. I can obviously I'm on the same boat with you. I think it's breaking that mold, because we were so trained at a young age to like, hey, if a chick has a girl, we're not messing with her. We're not
Mm-hmm.
messing with her. And a lot of that was just like code. That was just guy code. I don't know who embedded that in us, or who told us that that was what's cool.
Right.
I think being able to break that mold and go against the grain and actually take that risk is the most rewarding thing that a man could do, because it's not that person's fault of what happened previously, or they
Yeah.
learn that they grow. And sometimes a good woman can't get that good guy because of that stigma that is taught to us. So I think me doing it, not saying I'm a pioneer, but I think me taking that risk, because I've taken risks before and it didn't end well, and I'm like, okay, that I didn't get deterred or discouraged. I just try to find the one, and unfortunately the one I had a child, and it's mine.
Yeah.
Point blank, it's mine. I can't
Yeah.
can't go around it now. It's mine. uh, and I'm glad those experiences that you had. I've had 11 years of that experience. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a lifetime. It wasn't good at first, but like you said, to be able to understand, grow, and see your personality show out of her, it's amazing. And what we accomplished and the life that we've shown them is something good. And that's tip our hats to us, man, because it's not an easy job. And I want to shout out my boy Raz. He's one of my friends out here in Texas. He works for the same company as us, and he's a stepdad. And the way he embraces his kids, it's good. And it's just good to see people breaking that mold. And our good friend Rose, he's not no stepdad, but he has 4 kids, and
he's
he's
a
a good dad.
he's a
I think
dad.
just dads this generation is a big change, step or not. And I think a lot of them are stepping up, and that's a good thing, because that's just going to help our generation grow and be better than what it once was.
Oh, real talk, man. Shout out all the dads. Shout out all the stepdads. But
Shout out to
real,
the dads, man. Let me give
yeah.
you a round of applause. Oh, where's that? That was a booty round of applause. There we go.
There it is. There it is. Nah, man. Hey, but before we move on to the next topic, shout out Jesse, because he paved the way. There's so many things that I've learned along the way, but just observing, listening, watching you. So, I probably had, you probably helped me not have so many headaches along the way, because I got to see some of your headaches. But you have a wonderful family, so I got to enjoy them. So, shout out to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All
That's
right.
good.
Well,
Hopefully that touches some people.
yeah, man. Yeah. No homo. Pause.
Maybe people that are in a relationship, they're on the fence and they take that risk, man. Hop
Oh
it.
yeah, just you gonna learn. Like, I think in the relationships, not to go off topic, but when you get in a relationship, it's a risk regardless. And then when there's a child involved, then that's, it only makes the risk even bigger. But
Hmm.
if there's love involved, like, it sounds super corny and cliche, but if there's love involved, you're gonna find a way to make it happen and make it work.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Uh, word on the tweet. It's that
Oh,
time.
word on the tweet.
And I heard this is conspiracy AO coming out right now.
Oh yeah, man. What's up? What's up? What's number 3,
So,
Jesse? Tell us, no, tell us
so
what's number 3.
number 3, and obviously this changes. So this one right now is don't drink bleach.
Man,
So
we
do you know the
already,
backstory about that? Can you elaborate?
yeah, I know what that is, man. That's your boy. What's up with your boy, man?
That's your boy.
Hey, you know what? I don't even like to talk about. I don't even like to say his name, man.
We're
I
not
really
even a
don't.
politic podcast
We're
either.
not even I
We're,
don't like to say his name
we're
because
just doing what's trending.
you know why? Because they're listening. But anyways, Donald Trump was saying that he basically told all of us to drink bleach because it was said that bleach kills the coronavirus within, like, I think 5 minutes. So then he was letting us all know through a conference that if we inject bleach in ourselves, then we can kill coronavirus. Tell me that's not wild.
That's wild.
So,
But what's wild about it is obviously, like I said yesterday, we found out that our good friend has it.
mhm.
That one of our other friends told him to drink bleach.
Hold on, what did he say? He said to drink it too, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then our other friend, Arvin, I know he doesn't mind if we put his name out there. He's a nurse,
Mhm.
and I saw his post today on Facebook that he advised people not to do it.
Oh,
I don't think it's a smart thing
drink,
not to do it.
Oh,
I don't
dude,
think whoever kills
dude.
what, I don't think it's worth it.
Listen, man, Donald Trump. I'm gonna just say your name one time.
That's the second time.
Second time, man. Our president, our current president, has some serious like humanitarian like training to go through. He has some type of. He needs to go through some things to
He doesn't
just.
have a PR?
He doesn't, man. He need to hire Jesse Jameson.
Nah, because I'm wild. I'm like, say it.
Jesse would be like, nah, Clorox, no, go get some Fabuloso from the Dollar Tree. Just that's what you would say.
You have people out there eating Tide Pods. Like, wow.
Oh, the Tide Pods. Yeah.
Like, what kind of influence? Yes, you might be joking, but people are out here doing this stuff. You're killing more people, injuring, putting more people at risk because of ignorance.
Well, this is what bugs me about what our president said about Clorox is that imagine if our previous president Obama had said these things, or how much would the media kill him? And then also remember, like when when Obama ate the Dijon mustard, they were like killing him about like that's how you eat a hamburger. How are they not killing our president over bleach in our bodies? Like, what's up with him? That's just we're not a politics podcast, but that's the stuff that kind of gets me going.
Drinking some bleach.
Water.
Everybody should take a shot of Everclear.
Everclear. What's Everclear?
That's bleach.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Like alcohol, strong, drinkable alcohol. Remember we had some when we went to Austin? They put it on the float and we could only have a certain amount.
Yeah.
Some strong stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember that.
People are making hand sanitizers of it. It's pretty strong.
That's wild. They got to do what they got to do as long as they don't drink it, man. That's just a whole nother conspiracy. They're telling us to drink this bleach so they could put more bodies in the ground. Somebody's gonna do it.
No, there's people doing it. If you look right now, and I don't condone that kind of activity.
Well, you live in Texas, so
no, I'm not saying the tech. I'm looking at the hashtag.
Oh,
people eating Tide Pods like crazy.
Oh my goodness,
their mouths all blue.
With people? What is going on?
Just don't do it, man. It's not worth it. No.
Look, man, just wash your hands. Stay away from people. Take your vitamins. Work out. Keep your body strong. Eat the right foods. And then pray for the best. That's the best thing. That's the best thing you could do.
That's word on the tweet, man. I don't even have nothing to say on word on the tweet.
No, man, we good.
We got a new segment that Andy, which is probably gonna get me in trouble, but I love it. This is called Weekly Spends. Okay.
What you spend money on, Jesse? What you gonna get in trouble for?
So this topic is about what we spent this week.
Okay.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first, just because maybe your wife won't even listen this far, so maybe you won't get in trouble. I purchased. I love sneakers, so I purchased some Nike Presto Reacts. I wanted to try those out. They've been out for like a year now, but I found some on sale, so I purchased those. I got them for like $65. The retail $130, so discount boys.
300 joints.
What?
The ones that self-tied.
No.
Oh.
Nah, like the Prestos, like the regular Prestos.
Yeah.
Nike Prestos. Well, these have React in them, the React cushioning, so they're a little bit softer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if I had them here, I would show you, but maybe I'll put them somewhere here. If not, then you guys can look them up.
Okay.
What'd you buy?
I purchased another bike.
Another one within a week.
Yes. So I got a bike about less than a month ago. It was pretty cool. And my other buddy Raz, he got a bike, and since there's nothing to really do, that's what we have to do out here. So he was like, "Man, there's these crazy trails." Like he sent me this app. I was like, "Man, there's all these trails around." And he was like, "Yeah, you got to upgrade your bike. You don't want to go slow." And then I thought about it as I was riding my bike a couple weeks ago. Somebody passed me up, and I didn't even see the bike guy. Like I didn't, I look back all the time. I didn't see him,
Yeah.
but he passed me up. I'm like, well, maybe there's something different. So I went ahead and bought a bike. It was a couple $100 more than the one I bought, and it was worth it. I loved it.
You don't want to say the price because you don't want to get in trouble.
$700. But I like it. But funny story is, I was riding it today with my kids. I was about 2 miles out, and my tire went flat.
Dang.
And this bike is so bougie. It doesn't have like the old valve, like the regular valve. It has like this French valve that my pump doesn't go over with. So
Okay.
I had to call my wife. She had to come pick me up and take me to the house. So I'm bikeless right now.
So she saw your bike already.
Yes.
Okay, so what'd she say?
I had to buy her. I bought her because since this quarantine, obviously these ladies can't get their nails done.
Oh yeah.
So she started doing her nails herself. So I purchased her a nail table and a little case for her to be able to take her stuff.
Okay,
around.
that's cool. That's cool. So is that
I'm 1,000 in just to get my bike.
all the guys out there? You got to feel us sometimes. When you hide it, you end up spending more because you got to buy her a gift.
Man, it's tough. So that's my segment hurts. This is your segment, and it hurts me.
Well, next week, buy something less expensive. You go on to give yourself a limit.
Hey, I don't go out. I don't spend money on food. I meal prep. So I learned how to cut costs. Uber Eats right now, by the way, my doorbell might ring because I got sushi on the way. Sushi date with the daughter.
That's what's up.
Try to stay in the house. So spending more money. Hopefully I don't have to spend anything else.
Same here, man.
Anything in the foreseeable future, maybe next week that you're eyeing?
I'm you know what, in the last 3 days, I've been bored and I've been searching things on eBay. I don't ever mind buying secondhand shoes, but I'm looking for the right price on some basketball shoes for the outside. Just because I just purchased a basketball hoop, so to put out in the front yard. And I don't have I have basketball shoes, but they're for indoor, and I don't want to use those outdoors. So I'm looking for some secondhand shoes that I could play basketball outside. So I'll probably buy some, but my limit is like $50. That's it.
That's good. I'm surprised you haven't used some of your throwaways that you had as basketball shoes.
Well, I got rid of a lot of them, so I really don't have any more.
Yeah, I got rid of a lot of my shoes as well. But a side note, when all this quarantine's over, when we start playing ball, we're all going to be trash, by the way.
Super trash.
I dribble. I have a weighted ball. I commit to dribbling, I would say 5 to 10 minutes a day with a heavy ball just to get into that rhythm. I use resistant bands, and I do a little workout just to ensure that, my dribbling is good. I just know we're going to be trash once we start playing those pickup games, even if we get to that far, because who knows when we're going to be able to play contact sports.
Man, what are you gonna do when somebody's just sweaty and then just rubbing on your hand, and then you gotta wipe your face? What are you gonna do?
Oh, he jumps.
That's gonna be tough, man. I don't, I might just have to resort to 2K or just that's why I bought a hoop for the house, because I miss the motion, I miss the rhythm, I miss the bouncing, the moving. And even if I have to play with my 9-year-old, then it is what it is. I'll go dunk on her. But
I got a school right down the street. Now that they're opening up parks, I could be able to go out there and shoot around, keep that social distancing rule in place. But every time I drive by, nobody's over there, so I might have to go over there and shoot.
When are they gonna open up parks and stuff for you?
Monday, they already opened.
Oh, Monday. Okay.
So they're good. The trails are up, so I'm gonna get my bike ready. Hit this trail. It's about 20 miles. I want to hit it, man. I'm ready. So
Nice.
I'm excited to stay outdoors and maybe cancel my gym membership or go cheaper.
Hey, that's something that I've talked about too. I just bought some resistant bands and like a few things that'll make things easier for me to do here. So eventually I feel like that's probably what's going to end up happening with me, just canceling the gym. And I have my bike too. So, we'll see what we do.
Hey, gyms, man, they better watch out.
It's going to be tough,
They're
man.
gonna have to lower rates. Do
Lower
something
rates,
to get
lower
people to come
rates.
back in. It's gonna because uh on a before I got my wife her chair and stuff or her table and stuff, I was actually gonna get her a bike because I was returning the first bike that I bought. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let's get you a bike. So she was all for it. There was none. I went to 2 different spots, not one bike.
Well, everything's like that. So everything's on back order. Everything that you order, it's going to be here like in a month or two, or it's not even available. It's tough. But I think some stores have things in stock. I think that we're scared of like going to the store, but some I've checked stores have things in stock. You just have to go.
I drove to 2 stores and
Oh,
didn't find a bike.
nothing. Oh, okay.
It was empty.
Well, hey, now you have 2 bikes.
No, I returned my other bike.
Oh, you returned it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
it was too big for her. She couldn't use it, so I had to get her something small.
So you're gonna spend more money.
It's not fair, man.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It's not fair.
Hey, Mother's Day is coming up.
Going it all with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
see,
man.
you better start.
We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, next week. All right, for sure.
We'll talk about that next week. Yeah, let's
week.
we'll give it to the streets.
Yeah, let's see what the streets do with it.
But all right, man. I think that's it, man. This was easy. I think this is a lot. This is getting easier. This is a lot seamless than the first one. I think getting that feedback helped us.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that. Hey, what you gonna do today?
Hey, we're back with the podcast.
Hey, welcome to JBJJ. But all right, man. Hey, it was nice doing this.
Yeah, man.
Next week.
Let me remind the people: subscribe, comment, share this. We're on all social media platforms now: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Music, and TikTok. We're all over the place. All the links will be in the description. Make sure to follow
clips.
Jesse.
If you can't listen to everything, Andy gets the best clips and he shares it to the world. So if you don't have 40 minutes of your life, then a minute. What's a minute on the toilet?
What's a minute on the toilet?
So we're gonna play the intro, outro again. I told you I'm gonna work on the outro. But we'll play this just to get us out hype again.
For sure.
Shout out to Andy's dad on the vocals for this.
This beat is sick though.
Yeah. It just makes you want to move for some reason. You don't even do that then.
All right, what are we gonna talk about next week before we get out? Are you gonna do a challenge? Are you gonna do a versus? Or we're gonna sit on that. We're gonna sit on that for a little bit.
I have to sit on that, man. I need to edit that correctly.
Okay. All right. We'll let that show.
Even if so, we might do your catalog versus Crackboy's catalog. AO versus Crackboy.
I would kill Crackboy. As much as I like Crackboy, I would kill Crackboy.
5 songs.
So for those of you that are listening that don't know, I used to rap, and Jesse used to make all the beats, and he used to get on songs with me too. And then he has an alter ego that he used to rap and make songs to called Crackboy, and he wants to battle. I don't think that'd be a good battle.
That alter ego in me, him and me have never been in the same place in once. So I don't know why you think that's me, because that's not me. I don't know that. I don't know that, man.
Actually,
Crackboy's his own person, his own entity. In my eyes, he doesn't exist because I've never seen him. Only y'all seen him.
He has seen him on the internet.
But he has songs.
He does.
But Crackboy versus you.
All right,
we'll see. Happen.
We'll see. We'll see what the people say. We'll see what the people say.
Cool. All right, y'all. Be safe.
All right. You guys be good.